Hello everyone! Today I thought I'll film something a little bit different and just show you how a typical day looks when living in a kangaroo. So it all starts with waking up, as you can imagine, and I know it looks like I'm very uncomfortable, but actually this bed is quite comfy, and as you can see, Odie really likes it. So we were in the southern tip of Harris when I filmed this, a little island in the coast of Scotland, and the first thing that I like to do every day is to get the van clean, because it gets super messy and quite dusty very quickly. And then it's time for Odie's first walk, and while I walk him I like to oil pull, which, if you don't know what it is, just basically swishing oil in your mouth, which is supposed to keep your mouth very healthy and clean. And then what I like to do to start properly the day is to do some breathing exercises and a very short meditation. If I have the time to stretch also, that's great, but that day I didn't feel like it because it was very windy. And usually Odie is allowed to roam around, but because there are cliffs and there's sheep there, I didn't feel like leaving him off the leash. So then when we go back to the van is of course breakfast time for Odie, so I give him some food, and then it's time for my morning routine, if you want to call it like that. So just brush my teeth and wash my face and brush my hair occasionally. And so that day I decided to have banana pancakes for breakfast, which is my favorite kind of breakfast. I made a full video on how I made those, and I'll link it somewhere over here. So I don't have any maple syrup, so I just tried this surrogate I found, and a really lovely lady came to talk to me about whales and porpoises, so I spoke to her for a little while. And then we just have our breakfast and our coffee, of course. So the morning is usually dedicated to exploring, really. So you can see me getting ready and getting a little snack. I really enjoy going for a long hike in the morning, just so I get my energy and, most importantly, all this energy out, and so that the afternoon he's nice and quiet and sleepy. So it was the first day that we were on Ruddle, so I really didn't know what was to see, but I saw this little track of 2 kilometers going around a lake, so we decided to go there, and it was just so beautiful. There were a lot of geese and the heather was just in full bloom, so it was really lovely. But when we reached the end, it was just too short of a hike, so we decided to hike one of the bends that were there. The thing is, there wasn't really a path, as there isn't in many of the bends. You just have to cross the bogs. And here I stopped to just get some rocks. I think it's quartz, and I thought I could use it for some of the necklaces. So here you can see us getting to the top, and as you can see, the weather has changed quite a bit, which is very typical. The view was just stunning. You could see sky and northeast. It was just beautiful. And of course, a little celebrating dance, which is what everybody does, right? So we're back at the van. I'm always very relieved when I see it, because I'm always afraid somebody's gonna steal it. And we are both knackered. So after a hike, if it's not shower day, I like to just army clean, let's say, with just a towel and some soap. And then it's time for well-deserved lunch. So if the morning is dedicated to exploring, then the afternoons I try to do some kind of work. So here I was just making the packaging for some jewelry that I had sold on my side. So I do everything from, well, the jewelry itself obviously, and the packaging and the envelopes that I send. So it does take a little bit of time, but I quite enjoy the process. That's me done. And then I spent the next few hours just editing a video. And then of course it's time for dinner. And again, because I was filming, I thought I would treat myself and do something a little bit special, which, I mean, it's pasta, which I do every day, so it's not that special. But as sauce, I made normal sauce, which is aubergines and tomatoes and garlic, and it's very, very delicious if you like aubergines. I know that a lot of people don't like aubergines, but all you do is just you fry up some onions, aubergines, and you add the garlic and then the tomatoes, a little basil too. And then you, of course, drain it. I don't think you need me to tell you how to make pasta. And that's it. You just mix the sauce and everything is nice and delicious. And then I like to add some pepper and some Tabasco, which if my family saw this, they'd probably disown me. But yes, that's how I like it. So I decided to eat outside so that I could spot some whales, but I didn't see any whales, and the food got very cold in less than a minute. And then it's time, of course, to wash the dishes, which I really don't like doing. And as you can see, I was really struggling with the wind. The tripod was dancing. And then after that, it's time for Odie's last walk, and I like to have a little tea. And in this case, I tried again to see some more whales or dolphins, but we didn't see any. But we did see quite a few sheep, if that counts. Then once back in the van, it's of course time to get ready for bed. I'll wash my face. Honestly, I could not be a beauty YouTuber. It felt so weird filming this. And then I put some coconut oil on my face, which keeps the skin nice and soft. And then I like to, usually I just play guitar or read at night. And then when it's time, I make my bed. Usually I don't make it with everything open, as you can see here, but I was trying to show you, and yeah, again, I was struggling with the wind. And Odie knows it's time to bed. And that's it. It's a constant fight to get some space in that bed, and I had not realized how dirty Odie's paws were. But yeah, that's it. I usually read a book at night, and yeah, that's how a typical day in the life of Palm the Van looks like. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.